Young MCs take lessons. If you can't do that right there, then just retire early. Get out of the game because this game ain't for you. But Ransom is a true MC who can put in some triple entendres into what you're hearing. Go subscribe.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews. It's Knowledge, and today I'm reviewing Ransom's Heavy is the Head, produced by Big Ghost Ltd, and I am sipping on a Voodoo Ranger from New Belgium. This is an IPA coming in at 7%. This is a strong beer, so let's get into this strong lyricist Ransom. Let's go. Ransom's second project of the year and second one I've reviewed, and on this Ran ain't even asking who's got the crown or who's the king. He's just snatching it and assuming all the burdens that go with it with this very self-confident title, and he's brought a friend along. Big Ghost Ltd provides the backdrop for all of this, and Big Ghost is quickly becoming one of my favorite current producers in hip-hop. And I'm actually going to ask Ran on Twitter. I'll retweet his response because he usually responds. I'm going to ask him if when you work with Big Ghost, if you actually get to meet him, or does he remain an enigma whenever you're working with him even? And apparently this concept draws heavily on Game of Thrones. I've sadly never actually watched the show, so a lot of that might be over my head. However, you don't need to know the allusions to really understand the lyrical mastery of Ransom and what he's doing with this concept. Lord Stark, Big Ghost provides kind of a basic, non-flashy beat for Ransom to show off and do his run-on multisyllabic style through one extended verse. And this is chock full of wordplay and creative boasts from the jump. Ran says, "I told you all that every bar's amazing. They say prove it, but that's what they told Noah before it started raining." All the king's men on this one and on the previous one. Ransom comes in just a tick after the beat drops, not exactly where you'd expect him to, but it shows his uniqueness in flow. And this one features Mickey Factz and JR, and Factz comes in with a cadence very similar to Ransom, just an effortless, breezy flow. And I really respect that flow and his metaphors that he's got throughout his verse. However, one of the metaphors is extremely played out when he says, "Alopecia, you missing here on the list of classic features." We've heard this here, hair metaphor so many times at this point, and it's just getting a little played out. Wasn't all that clever to begin with because here and hair don't sound too much alike, and I think the first time I heard it, I really dug it. I think that was 38 Spesh on Shay Nor's great song Hunger Games, which also featured Ransom, so even more played out that there was another track with Ransom featuring this same kind of wordplay, but 38 Spesh did it well on that. He said, "You dye hair like service from barbers." And JR comes in with a stellar verse on this one. Do not sleep on JR. I reviewed his EP Hoop Dreams. Criminally slept on. Haven't heard a lot of people talking about that, but that is among the best EPs of the year. JR is an up-and-coming lyricist. Ransom the Destroyer. Big Ghost brings in the horns and it sounds very triumphant, and most of the music on this sounds fit for a king, very fitting for the concept. And I love how Big Ghost doesn't really have a signature style. He can morph into the style of the artist that he's working with, or morph into the theme of the album, which he's doing expertly here. And Ransom goes in with his best flow, or one of his best flows of the project. There are many, and he kicks his signature dark lyrics, he says, tell the Lord to jump in the back seat. Lucifer's about to hold the wheel. Cause when you deal with money, the roots of evil will broker the deals. The Red Wedding. So many dope features on this one. This one features RJ Payne, another one of my favorite MCs in the current hip-hop climate. This dude speaks with so much energy and emotion that you just have to listen. He can set off a track like the Rebel INS, which he does here, and he uses the toned down beat that's really just some stretched out synths on purpose, not flashy. He uses that to his advantage to make his voice the signature instrument on this track. And as commanding as his presence is, Ransom's not going to let him beat him on his own track. And I think Ran, although it's close, he did get him here. And he says, there's no regrets when the deceased plummet. You don't address the wounds of the past, then you'll still continue to bleed from it. King's Intermission, no rhymes on this, just some spoken word about the king, but I dig the dusty piano beat provided by Big Ghost over this interlude. Tyranny, one of the standouts here for sure. Great beat as the melody mixes with a looped bass line, and Ransom is at the height of his game with the lyrics that he's providing here, from throwing out jewels of wisdom like, my brother always told me they give you shade, throw the sun at them. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. So I'm not gonna be one of them. These same motherfuckers that's trying to humble him, they wasn't around for the stomach rumblings. To the standout metaphor of the year, he says, I was supposed to change like Clark Kent into a Superman, but still I'm stuck in the lowest lane. To really intricate wordplay that you most definitely have to rewind because of the layers, he says, Deshaun Watson with this foreplay, I'll bring the text in because most of you bitches rub me the wrong way. 2 lines, let's break it down. Deshaun Watson is the quarterback for the Houston Texans. Texan sounds like Tex in. Watson is also number 4, hence the foreplay. If Deshaun Watson was playing, it would definitely be foreplay. Foreplay also, however, has the sexual connotation, which goes with the later line of bitches rubbing him the wrong way. However, that in and of itself has another meaning, because bringing the text in is like bringing the guns in on people that are rubbing him the wrong way or disrespecting the king. Young MCs take lessons. If you can't do that right there, then just retire early. Retire now. Be part of the fire movement. Get out of the game because this game ain't for you. But Ransom is a true MC who can put in some triple entendres into what you're hearing. Blackwater, nice live sounding drums over an electric guitar sample, and Ransom does not ease up on the wordplay here. He says, I stop you dead in your tracks and blow out your train of thoughts. Even violent lyrics can sound so beautiful when said the right way. Rome Streetz, another dope lyricist in hip-hop's current climate, is also featured here, and I really hope I have time to review his latest project. He's already got one in the top 10 of the year. Check out my top 10 of the year so far. Death and the Magician was number 8 on my list. Off with his head. I really like this dude, Lou from Paradise. If I've heard him before, it did not stand out to me as much as this particular verse, but he's got some great lines on here, from talking about killing goats like the chupacabra to lines like, and I take it too far, like foreign Uber drivers. It's funny because it's true. And then this turns out to be a posse cut, although I'd say the Unknown Dude is the standout verse on the track. Vinnie Paz and Ill Bill also make a surprise guest appearance, and they round out this posse cut. A Kings Ransom because, of course. Saving the best track title for last, and probably the track title that sparked the entire concept. And this ends the same way that it started, with just one extended verse. Although this ends the story of the album with Ransom actually dying, which is also a very dope way to end an album, reminiscent of Biggie, of course. Ransom's killer, though, is a little too familiar. He says, I know they plotting to kill me, shit is foul, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. My son, the heir to the throne, holding me down. He gon' regret it because every king gets really impactful, resonant ending. And to me, it makes this one of Ransom's most complete sounding projects to date. In fact, I'm gonna call it right now. This is Ransom's most cohesive project and best project that we've heard from him so far. He showcases what people like most about him, the unending flow, as well as truly intricate and non-stop wordplay. Big Ghost creates a cohesive, dark soundtrack that's fit for a king, and Ransom sticks with the concept enough to really make this his most complete project. Guest appearances add a lot, featuring some of today's best, and they break up the lyrical onslaught that is Ransom's verses. I'm gonna give Heavy as the Head a 9 out of a 12-pack. Thank you for watching my review of Ransom's Heavy is the Head. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also hit me up in the comments. Let me know why. I drop hip-hop and hops related content consistently. So until I see you next time, keep buzzing. Man says subscribe.
But if he's on his channel saying that somebody's album is better than mine, unsubscribe to that motherfucker.
No, your album's the best, man.
There you go. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.